Jai Hind, my dear students. Welcome to the next video lesson from the chapter Nature and Significance of Management. I hope you all are fine and enjoying the days. Don't forget to give much importance for your studies also. So today, I'm here to discuss three different topics: management as an art, management as a profession, and management as a science. It's very important. We can expect a formal question from these areas. So kindly give your attention to listen my words and for watching the entire video. Thank you. First of all, we have to know why management is an art. Management is an art. How we can explain management as an art? You are my dear students. You have different talents, the blessing of God. You have innovative ideas, creative thinking abilities. So you are also an artist. Maybe in future you are going to control as a manager a business firm also. At that time you have to be an artist. You know very well, artist in the sense who have the ability to sing the song, make colorful pictures, drawings, and a lot of articles, videos, everything you can create as an artist. Here, management, that process is also an artist, and manager is an artist, and management is an artist. So, dear students, we are going to listen how a manager is an artist and why management is an art. You know, we have to learn the different features of management, and then only it will be very clear. First of all, we have to remember and recall what are the different features or attributes of art. You know, it is a skillful activity which it occurs creative and critical thinking, innovative talents. So, it requires personalized application of acquired knowledge. You can also create colorful pictures, but only through the personalized application of your knowledge. You can go through the different YouTube videos and you can learn how to create a picture, how to give a color, how we can make a good color combination. All these things you can learn, but we have to apply in our day-to-day life. Then only through the experience we can become a good artist in any area, maybe singing a song, dancing, everything. Here, art refers to skillful and personal application of existing knowledge to achieve the desired objectives. And it can be acquired through study, observation, and experience. Whenever we are visiting a place of painting exhibition, we have to go through each and every corner of that painting. Then we can collect the knowledge how we can create a good painting. Like the same, while we are working in an organization, while we are traveling through any business firms, when we are visiting any hotels, we have to know what is the administrative abilities shown by the manager of that particular organization. So, through study, observation, and experience, we can develop the features of an art. Then, what are the different features of an art? Just look at the first one: existence of theoretical knowledge. Every art, maybe singing a song, drawing, dancing, acting, whatever it may be, behind that a theoretical framing is there. A theoretical framework is there. So acquiring that knowledge is very important. Management also have such a colorful and bundle of knowledge related to all the functions of management, everything. Then, what is theoretical knowledge in an art? In every art, a systematic and organized study material should be available compulsorily to acquire the theoretical knowledge. When we go through the study in university or colleges related to any art, we have to learn different subjects. That is the theoretical background. And what is the next attribute? That is personalized application is very much needed to become an artist. Personalized application, that is another. We have to apply the acquired knowledge in the current situations everywhere. When we watch anything innovative, we have to observe it and we have to apply it. The use of basic knowledge differs from person to person, and thus art is very personalized concept depending upon the innovative talents of that particular person. And also heredity is another factor which influences the personality of a human being. So depending upon that personal attributes and application, an artist is molded. So give more importance for personalized application. And another attribute is based on practice and creativity. An artist is generated and molded only through the practice and creative talents, critical thinking ability of that particular person. So, an artist requires best continuous practice and also creative and critical thinking abilities. It involves creative practice of existing theoretical knowledge by that particular person. So, remember the different attributes of an art. Then we have to conclude how management is an art. How we can say management as an art. You know very well, in order to manage the people of every organization, we have to be very innovative. We have to observe. We have to know the theoretical backgrounds of technologies, motivational theories put forth by the educators. We have to know all that things. So in management also, a huge volume of literature and books are available to learn in different aspects. Every manager has his own unique style of managing things and people in an organization. He uses his creativity, he or she uses his creativity in applying management techniques in the organization. You know very well, it is such a creative and critical thinking talent which helps the manager to bring a cooperative environment in the organization for the achievement of organizational objective. So he have to act as a good leader. He have to control everything using his personalized knowledge, experience. So we can come into the conclusion. Management is also an art and a manager is a good artist. So that is the thing regarding what is management as an art. So remember my dear students, think more. You can be also a good artist, a good manager who have good creative talents. Moving to the next topic, management as a science. You all students started this career from plus 2. You opted commerce now. Why? Because you are hating science or maths. But here, just keep in mind why and how management is a science. We have to think, we have to recall. You have already learned what is science up to this age level, and you know, science, everything is in a systematic order. All the things are developed through the experiments. Maybe in India or abroad, every part of the world, all the scientific theories are developed through the experiments conducted by the scientists. It requires systematic steps. So, here also, we are comparing whether management is also a science. So, what is a science? First of all, we have to remember the features of the concept or discipline science. Science is a systematized body of knowledge that is based on general truth which can be tested anywhere, anytime. My dear students, you know very well H2O. H2O That is the term we are using for water. Scientific term we are using for the water. And a scientific name that can be tested anywhere, any place. If you are testing the sequential arrangement, hydrogen and oxygen, any part of the world, we will get the same result. That is science. That is why it is saying it is based on general truth accepted by all the people in the whole world. And what are the features of science? Just look at that. Science. Science, first one is it have a systematized body of knowledge. Science have a systematized body of knowledge. Remember, all the contents in scientific inventions are very systematically arranged by the scientists and experts. Science has so a systematized body of knowledge based on principles and experiments. All the knowledge are written and recorded after continuous experiments and generalization. So, systematized body of knowledge is the first attribute of science. And another one is all the principles of science are based on experiments and observation of the great peoples. You know very well, Thomas Alva Edison invented bulb. A lot of inventions are there, but not in a sudden moment, but through the continuous practice by him. Lot of scientists, lot of peoples, even our Israel man, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam also contributed a lot for the development of our country by inventing more and more technology related to the different scientific inventions in the field of ISRO and VSC. A lot of contribution is there only through his experience, only through his systematized body of knowledge, only through the practice. So science, it is based on experiments and observation. And the third one is every scientific knowledge have universal validity. Every scientific knowledge have universal validity. Everything, whatever it may be, scientific principles are applied and accepted by all the people of the whole world. May be related to any theory in maths or physics or science or any other area contributed by the educators and scientists are accepted by the whole world. So it have universal validity. Remember, all the principles have universal validity and application. Management also has a systematic body of knowledge and its principles are developed over a period of time. So we can conclude management also have a systematized body of knowledge which is developed through the experiments, observations. We are going to learn in the second chapter principles of management. 14 principles, very important area, 14 principles put forward by Henry Fayol and for another important scientific management principles and techniques put forward by F.W. Taylor. Lots of people are there who contributed much for the development of the subject area or discipline area or the administrative area of management. So all the experiments in management also through the observation and deep study, researches by the experts in the field. So we can say up to a certain extent, management is also a science, but not pure science. It is not a pure science. Or we can say management is a social science. Management is a social science. So remember, as a conclusion, we can say managements are not exact as the principles of a science followed by the whole world. We can say it is an inexact science. And the prominence of human factor in the management makes it as a social science. Why? Because all the principles are developed in management only to control the behavior of workers, behavior of members in an organization. So we can say management, it is a social science. Why? Because it is related to the nature, behavior, and attitudes of human beings who are working in an organization. So management is a science, but not an exact science. It is an inexact science. Please keep in mind all these points. Moving to the last area, here we are going to discuss about management as a profession. You know, sometimes the MBA and other courses are known as professional courses, which gives sudden employment opportunity after the completion of the studies. Here we have to discuss first what are the different features of a profession. Already in the class 11 business studies, we have discussed what is a profession, what is the difference between business, profession, and employment. We have discussed in detail. Profession means an occupation for which specialized knowledge and skill are required. It is an occupation, a job where specialized knowledge is required, isn't it? The person who is working as a cook need the ability, skill, awareness, everything related to how to cut the vegetables, how to give the mix for that product, how to cook the product with very quality and taste. So, specialized knowledge and skill are very important for a professional. While we teaching also, how we can attract the mind of students, how we can retain the attention of the students, that are very important. So that is why teachers are giving a variant voice modulation in the classroom, good interaction in the classroom, and also giving more opportunity for students' participation. So kindly listen my words, my dear students. Management is also a profession. We are going to discuss what are the features of a profession. Just look at that. First one is related to here also they are saying it have profession have a well-defined body of knowledge. When as a teacher, before entering as a teacher into a formal sector, we are also learning what is educational psychology, what is educational philosophy, what is educational technology. All these things are related to education. How to teach the students by motivating them, psychology. How we can contribute the famous philosophies by the educators like Gandhiji, Aurobindo, John Dee, lot of people are there. Also, we can come into conclusion. Every profession have such a brilliant, systematic, and well-defined body of knowledge. All the professions are based on that theoretical knowledge. So that is the first attribute of a profession. And another one is restricted entry. You know very well, those people who are appearing for the interested to join in MBBS and engineering profession, their entry is restricted through some exams, written exams. You know very well, JEE, NEET, lot of entrance exams are there based on the different states in India and also in different countries. So entry into the profession, it is restricted through some examination. The entry in every profession, it is restricted through the examination or through some minimum educational qualification. You know very well. So entry into a profession is restricted. Please keep in mind that point. And another important attribute is professional association. Every professional have membership in professional association. You know very well. IMA, Indian Medical Association. Those who are enrolling as a doctor, they have to register their number under this association. Then only they can be a professional. They have credibility and good people who are contributing work for the community. So all professions are affiliated to a professional association. You know, the persons who are going to be advocates, they take membership in bar association. Also, who are learning management and CA, they are also enrolling in the associations, that professional association, which creates, who are creating the code of conduct and ethics to be followed by the people in their profession. So all professions are affiliated to a professional association which regulates entry and frames the code of conduct relating to the profession. So keep in mind all these things, another important attribute of a profession. So remember, and moving to the next one, they have to follow, every professional have to follow ethical code of conduct, like the teachers who are not showing any partiality in the classroom, who are giving equal opportunity for all the people sitting to study and hear their voices. All are equal. So, ethical code of conduct should be followed by the professionals. All professions are based on or bound by a code of conduct which guides the behavior of its members. So, please keep in mind all these words, ethical code of conduct. And last one, moving to the last point, every profession they enter into their profession to give or provide service to the society for the upliftment of the society, for the development of the society. They are giving contribution. The main aim of every profession is serving their client. So, my dear students, please keep in mind these are the important attributes of a profession. Management is also have specialized body of knowledge. The entry into management, some courses are restricted through the entrance exams. CAT is the best example for that, and also CPT another example. So remember, and they have a roll number, registered number, the entry into the professional association. They are also following, managers and management workers are also following the code of conduct laid by their heads, the association, professional associations, and their aim also serving the company or the organization, also serving the society with their maximum. So we can come into the conclusion that management is also a profession. So please keep in mind all these things. The important three areas, we can expect a 4-mark question from this: management as a science, management as an art, and management as a profession. Just imagine, who are you? You can be a good artist, a good professional, and the person who is following science also can be undertaken. Scientific methods can be undertaken in management also. So thank you for watching this video in full. Kindly prepare the notes and forward this video with your friends. Don't forget to share and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you for the day. Have a great day.